What is up, everybody? It's your girl D. Thank you for tuning in to season 2 of the Boyfriend Chronicles. Everything that you'll see on this series is true. This is my life. This is me putting myself out there. And hopefully by sharing my experiences, it's helping you fellas and ladies to not make the same mistakes I did. So please remember to subscribe, comment, and share the video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy. After having so many terrible things happen to me, you would think that, a person would learn by now. Never let what somebody may think about you affect, what you think about yourself. I say that stuff all the time, and I need to still, even though I'm older, people still make mistakes. People still make emotional mistakes. And it's just, life is just a big learning experience. Recently, one of my friends and I went out to this club in a popular part of town, you know what I mean? I met this guy, and right off the jump, like just by how he looked, like he had tattoos like all over him, like all over his arms and stuff, and he was kind of shorter, light skinned, you know what I mean, like just somebody that like you probably just somebody who looked like they're gonna be on some bull, like, you know what I mean. Some girls are attracted to bad boys, like, I don't know. So he stops me and starts talking to me. And when he's talking to me, like, his conversation was there. Like, you know how you have a good conversation with somebody. And I think for us women, good conversation can take over, your exterior. So I'm not saying that for everybody. I'm not saying, all girls are different. But the conversation was there. So he gives me his business card. He cuts hair. So we went out a few times, and I really liked this dude. Like, he had a good personality. He had a very funny sense of humor. He was just starting in my mind to become my type. But you have to be careful, because people aren't always what they seem at first. You know what I mean? We go out a few times. The first time we went out, we were supposed to go to this event at a club, and we went and grabbed something to eat, and he was like, you know what, I really want to talk to you and get to know you. I don't even want to be in the club scene. You want to just go do something else. So that right there, like, really, like, impressed me. Like, oh wow, okay. So we went to this bar, and we went to go play pool and stuff like that, and it was just a fun time, and I just really enjoyed spending my time with him. Then the next time we went out, we went to an event at a club, and he was with me the whole night, holding my hand, hugging me, kissing me, just being real affectionate. And even though we were in a club full of people, like, he still put like a lot of attention on me. So that was another brownie point. So then one day he asked me to come up to his job. So I went up to where he was cutting hair, and I chilled there for a little bit, and then we went to the movies. When we went to the movies, he was acting like really just strange, like he was being mean, but I didn't know why he was being so mean. So yeah, it was just different that day. We're in the movies, and he's just being so obnoxious, so mean. Like, it was just like a 360 from what, like, the other few times we went out. I had no idea, like, what was going on that day. Even to this day, I still don't know what was going on that day. So after we went to the movies, I didn't hear from him like a day or two after that. And then he called me and asked me if I wanted to come over his house. And of course I said yeah. So we had planned for me to come over you know, the next day. The next day comes around and I do not hear from this man. So I actually sent him a text message and he just went off on me. He sent me a text message saying that when I came up to his barbershop, one of his friends recognized me in there and they saw me in the club one Friday, hugged up with some other dude, kissing them and stuff. Just a bunch of like ridiculous bullshit that was not even true at all. So he's texting me, going in. I don't want you. Oh, you ain't nothing, da 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 da. Just saying a bunch of just really mean things to me, like really mean. He wouldn't let me like talk to him. He wouldn't answer the phone. He just completely like just went off of me on assumptions of something somebody else said. Side note, that was not me that his friend saw. I don't go out without my friend. I don't know my way around this place. And I've never even been, you know, down where at the club he even said, I don't even know what it is. So honestly, I believe that either one or two things. I think that his friends were hating on him because they saw a cute girl go in for him, you know, go into the job for him. Or he just made that shit up just for an excuse to not talk to me, or what, for whatever reason. I don't really know, and to this point now I don't care, but the whole situation was just bogus, and it really hurt me. So he's going in on me. He doesn't want me. He texts me, lose his number and all kinds of stuff. So he tells me to lose his number. He tells me he doesn't want me. He texts me all this type of stuff, whatever. So it really hurt my feelings, that the fact that just because somebody said something, he would cut me off so quick, because everything was going so good, and I really don't understand or don't know what happened. I really don't. I would say 2 weeks go by, 2-3 weeks go by, and my friend and I are back in the same club, you know, just kicking it, hanging out, having a good time. So we see him in there. He walks right past us. And he actually taps my friend to say what's up, but he doesn't say anything to me. I'm trying to forget about it. I'm trying to let it go, let it go, let it go. But then, like, I'm thinking, like, I deserve an explanation, you know. I deserve, you know, to know what's up. Like, what happened? Everything was good. So I go up to this man and pull him, and I'm like, why are you being so mean? Ugh. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, at that point I was starting to get like really upset, because I don't like when people play stupid mind games like that. So I, you know, explained to him, I'm like, what do you mean you don't know what I'm talking about? Like, you just went off on me and cut me off. You didn't even give me a chance to, you know, talk to you or anything. And he just kept saying how his friends saw me with somebody else, and I was supposedly supposed to be at some club. Bunch of bullshit. You know, I tried talking to him, and he just says that I don't want you, he says. Then he says, I'm talking to somebody else that has a little bit more than you. She has a nice house, she has a nice car, and she just has a lot of money, and he doesn't need her money, but if he needed it, she's got it, and she's just doing a little bit more than me. And me, he said, no. Mind you, we're in a club full of people right now. Lordy. I try to do that thing, you know, where I act hard, but for somebody to look you in your eye and tell you, like, you're not good enough, or that you don't have enough, Lord Jesus. I just got so, I couldn't hold it in. Like, my eyes welled up with water, and I freaking bust out crying and ran out of the club. It was all bad, yo. All bad. So we're outside. My friend runs after me. He's inside of the club, busting up laughing at me. And then he comes outside and he's just in my face telling me the same stuff he just told me. Oh, God. So I start flipping out, like, get away from me. Like, he's still in my face talking shit. And I'm like, you already told me what you needed to tell me. You already closed it for me. I have closure. I know that whatever. So why are you still standing in front of me, like, talking shit? And I just started flipping out. And I'm never going back to that club again. The next day, I felt myself slipping back into a depression. And it's just like, those words, to read it on a text message is different. Okay, you're reading it on a text message. But for somebody to look you dead in your eye and tell you that you're not good enough and that you don't have enough, it just really was putting me, it just kept ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing in my head. You know what I mean? And I felt myself starting to slip into depression. Like, but you can't let what other people think about you define you or make you change about what you think about yourself. I know I preach this all the time and I need to take my own advice, but you cannot let what somebody else says about you define who you are or change how you feel about yourself. If somebody tells you that they don't want you, it's very hurtful. Especially when everything just got all messed up for no reason. And somebody tries to make it seem like you're not good enough. It's really because they're not good enough. And they're saying that you aren't to make an excuse for themselves. That's exactly what it is. This man had no idea about my financial stability. Y'all see, I have a car. You know, I live in my own place. Like, I think it's because he knew that he wasn't good enough, so he wanted me to feel. If you're a person out there and you're dealing with somebody who's verbally abusive, or if somebody is, you know, telling you that you're not worth anything, if somebody's making you feel like you're not worthy of them or you are not good enough, you have to stay strong. And as long as you're secure in yourself, then what somebody else thinks about you or what somebody else says about you is not going to matter. I had to sit down and really think about it when I got home. I had to think about myself, like, and it makes me mad that I even had to do that. Like, I should not have to double think myself. I know what I have. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I've been through. I know what type of person I am. So why do I care about what this man thinks about me? Apparently, if he is acting like that, then that's somebody that I don't want to be with anyway. So it's all a learning experience. It's all a learning experience. I feel bad about myself because, you know, I bust up crying and caused a scene at the club. But I'm only human, you know. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm human. I'm going to have emotions. I'm going to cry. I'm going to get mad. I'm going to be happy. And just for you all, you just have to, you know, be secure in yourself. That's the main message of this story, is just be secure in yourself and don't let what somebody else thinks about you define who you are or make you change what you think about yourself. There are men out there that will purposely tear you down, purposely, just because they ain't shit. And same goes for you fellas out there. There are chicks out there who will talk you down to about this small, just because they don't feel good about themselves. And I think that that is what this situation was. It was just somebody who was not confident within themselves, somebody who was insecure, trying to tear me down and make me feel like I'm not worth it, to make me feel like I'm not good enough as a person for them. You know what I mean? And that's absolutely not true. I know who I am. I know what I'm worth. And I know what I deserve. And you all, who's ever watching this video, needs to think the same way. If somebody tells you they don't want you, if somebody's talking down to you, it's really because they have an insecurity in themselves. And they're just trying to tear you down and bring you down to their level. And you can't let that happen. You have to be a strong person. Just be true to who you are and stay with that. And that is just very important in relationships. It's very important in life. If you can't be secure in yourself, how are you going to secure somebody else? If somebody's insecure, of course they're going to tear you down and make you insecure with them. Misery loves company. I hope by, sharing this story with you guys that you guys are knowing that you are worth it. You are worth somebody's time. You are worth fighting for. You are worth it. Be secure in yourself. Know who you are. Stay who you are. Love who you are.